Here I am at Halloween Alley, which is the crappy Canadian version of Spirit Halloween. We do have Spirit Halloween here, of course. There's actually one just a stone's throw from Halloween Alley. So let's take a look and see if they'll even let me film in here and give you guys a little bit of an idea what the crappy Canadian version of Spirit Halloween looks like. So here we go, and so kind of like Spirit Halloween, Halloween Alley pops up in random places, not every year. This might be the second year after a bit of a hiatus. I remember around COVID, there weren't any Halloween alleys in Winnipeg, at least. Now, Halloween Alley does not pop up in every city in Canada, from what I can tell. Just for example, I believe this year there are only a handful of Halloween alleys in Canada, and it's funnily enough not even in big cities. I believe that all the Halloween alleys this year are in smaller cities. Kelowna, British Columbia, Prince George, a whackload in Alberta, Regina in Saskatoon and Saskatchewan, the one in Winnipeg, and out of all the cities in Ontario, just London, Ontario. So it's kind of funny that in a province as big as Ontario, there's only one location, which is kind of odd. So I'm actually doing this voiceover after the fact because there's so much commercial music playing in the store at the time. I knew I'd get in trouble for even just letting that music play over this video because they'll be getting some copyright issues there. Look at all the slasher tees. And of course, I'm not sure how legal these slasher tees and Beetlejuice tees are, but they're not cheap. Now, from what I can gather, looks like after doing some research that Halloween Alley has actually been around for 20 years as of this year in 2025. And the funny thing is, I don't even really remember seeing any Halloween alleys up until about maybe 8 years ago, so they were probably in other provinces. I believe it started off in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada was the first ever. The Black Knight from Monty Python, without paying any royalties to Monty Python. And this is the kind of stuff I like to pick up a little bit every year, is the house decoration stuff to put inside your house to make it seem as Halloween as possible. And of course, the knockoff Freddy gloves, Nightmare Creep. And let's blur Freddy's face out just enough where you're not going to get in trouble selling that thing. For anyone who grew up in Canada might remember the San Francisco store from back in like the 80s and 90s, and this is kind of what the San Francisco store would look like around Halloween time. They just had tons of Halloween costumes, and before there were any Spirit Halloweens and before all the department stores like Walmart or, you know, Home Depot started carrying a boatload of Halloween stuff, you'd go to the San Francisco store, and those costumes were just the worst piece of shit costumes on the planet. They'd last you maybe 2 minutes. And here we go. Here's all the cool decorations that you put outside your house. And, you know, they ain't cheap, but they do look kind of cool. Like when I say it's the crappy Spirit Halloween, some of the stuff actually isn't all that crappy. There's some cool stuff here for sure. So now I'm going to shut up for a second and just let you guys take in the sights. Enjoy. Okay, back into the main store. And yeah, as you can tell, they got quite the selection for costumes. There's just tons of stuff here. Now, back in the day, I remember when I first started shopping at Halloween Alley, when I got into Halloween decorating and stuff like that, it was actually the inexpensive version of Spirit Halloween. Everything was pretty affordable, especially when it comes to decorations and costumes. They were like half the price of Spirit Halloween. And this year and last year, I've noticed that not to be the case at all. And it's actually just as expensive as Spirit Halloween, and in most cases you're getting kind of a crappier costume. Renegade, sure, okay. I have no clue what the hell that thing is. Racial costumes for children. Violet, you're turning violet, Violet. That's a cool costume. You see, I've always wanted the Cobra Kai gi, but I bet you anything this would fall apart in 2 seconds. And this thing kills me right here. Bling Ghostface. Ghostface Bling. Okay. Lots of Ghostface. I guess that is a property that they're able to get lots of product for. And that kind of wraps up my little tour here of Halloween Alley. This is the whole makeup section here, and then after that, it's pretty much back out the door again. '90s heartthrob wig. Ugh. Beetle wig. I've lost way too many wigs on drunk cab rides home in previous Halloweens back from crazy parties. And that kind of takes us to the end here. Oh god, imagine navigating a party in that thing. You'd spill so many drinks, knock expensive things off tables. That's pretty much it. That is my little tour of Halloween Alley. Pops up every once in a while in random provinces throughout Canada, and this is the Winnipeg location this year. And back out, and you can see in the distance there, we still have Toys R Us here in Winnipeg. That location has been here since like 1990-91. It's an institution. Kind of surprised it's still there. I guess it still does okay enough to keep the doors open. Well, I just thought I'd make a quick stop here on my way home after Halloween Alley and get some footage of this real awesome house, decorated Halloween house here on Sharp Avenue. Actually, Sharp is quite a good street for decorated houses. There's quite a few, but this one is the best by a long shot and kicks the shit out of most houses in this neighborhood. So let's go take a look in this horrible wind.